Hey there, welcome to Nedzo AI, and today let's talk about campaigns, how they work, and all you need to know about them. So, first things first, probably one of the most interesting features that we have is campaigns. This is intended to take off all the workload of creating complicated loops, complicated workflows, or workarounds to making a voice AI work as it should, which is work as a call center or as a power dialer by default. So when you create an agent and you connect it with a contact list and launch a campaign, because that's how it works. When we create a campaign, all we got to do is give it a name, select an agent, add a safety threshold for the daily credits, and assign it a contact list. And then, of course, you can choose if you want to make calls just on specific days. Let's say you don't want to call your leads or your contacts on Sundays, and dial them between X, like let's say 9 a.m. and 8 a.m., or change the local time calling hours. So this is just how you adjust and set the campaign up. Pretty simple, right? You click finish, and then what happens? Well, the moment you launch a campaign, usually within a few minutes, the system or Nedzo will start calling your list of contacts. It will always prioritize the contacts with the least amount of attempts. Okay? What does this mean? Let's say you have if you go to contacts and you see here a list, let's say you have 2,000 contacts, we'll first look up, okay, what are the contacts with the least amount of attempts? And then we'll call around 150 to 200 prospects per hour by default. Now, what happens if the lead or the contact doesn't pick up the phone? Nedzo AI will follow up to 25 times with each and every contact until they pick up the phone, or if they don't pick up the phone, until a maximum of 25 attempts. It's fair to say that if someone doesn't pick up the phone after 25 attempts, they are not really using their phone. So that's the follow-up feature that it's automatically integrated. Now, some questions may arise, which is, okay, what if I get a lead that, let's say I have a Facebook ad campaign, I generated a new lead, and I want the system to call it right away and follow up with them. Now, usually the system will randomly between every 1 and 5 minutes will dial new leads, will grab new leads and call them. But if you have a very big list, it can happen that it doesn't reach out to them in less than 60 seconds. So how can you avoid that? Very simply, you can use creatively a webhook. This is what we have this for, which is make a single phone call. So what we suggest for our customers that need like an immediate call being fired to their new leads is in a workflow, for example, like this. Let's say you have here, new Facebook lead generated, add this webhook, so it will call the lead right away, then wait 5 minutes and add it to a contact list. So what this means is, since you have a contact list linked to a campaign, it will always dial all the numbers there, all the contacts there. But if you want to make sure that you always hit the mark and you call every single lead as soon as they enter the system, just use the single call workflow. That way you know that they are all being called there. So that's it when it comes to campaigns. Now, what is important to understand is the metrics. So here you will always see an overview of all the data. So that's pretty much all you need to know about campaigns. And if for some reason you don't see new dials right away, my suggestion is give it 2 to 3 minutes so it kicks in. If you still don't see numbers, just make sure that you have an agent connected, a list connected, and that you have contacts on your list. Because if you connect a list that is empty with no contacts, let's say this one, the test list, guess what? There's nothing to dial. Okay. So that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know about campaigns. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. Always happy to help. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.